But it is also a Comday Pokemon that we've had in the past. And we had a Comday Classic for Ralts as well, have we not? If I remember correctly. So, yeah, not a shiny that I need by any stretch. I do have several of them. Let's actually have a look to see how many shiny Ralts we do have. It's going to be a many. Ralts and shiny 64. So yeah, if we don't get a shiny tonight, I don't think that's really going to be an issue. We have just several shiny Ralts. So yeah, it definitely been a Comday Classic as well as a Comday. Good, top stuff. Anyway, moving on. We'll continue to do our Spotlight Hour anyway. So how are we all doing? Welcome in. You watch. I will get several shinies tonight just because. Knowing my luck, even though that's a shiny that I do not need, we will end up with a whole bunch of them. Why is my chat being funny? I can't, like, what is going on with this chat? Let me just maximize that. And then, okay, there we go. That's better. That fixed it. Yeah, cool. All right, chat is fixed. So yeah, it is what it is. Ralts. Days are getting longer. As you can see, it's still like daytime out here right now, which is good. For at least a little bit longer. That's good. So we'll finish clicking on these little guys, and then we'll get our grind underway. And lucky last one. Not shiny. Okie dokie. I got my keys. I got my phones. And so far so good. It's like been a really nice day in Melbourne today. It's just been a bit chilly inside. It's one of those almost spring days where it's nice outside but it's freezing inside. Thought it was going to be better than it is right now, but it's not too bad. It's very, very tolerable weather, so we should be good for this next hour. I don't know. As soon as the sun does go down, it'll probably get a little bit more chilly. How's everybody else doing today? It's been one of those days for me where I started off a bit rough. Did have a headache this morning, which wasn't great. I sort of been suffering with it since last night. Suffered with it for most of the day. It did get pretty bad at one point where I was just like, great, now my whole day is going to be ruined and I'm going to really struggle during Spotlight Hour, but we managed to get, which I'm very happy about. And I actually managed to fit in a workout before I came down as well. So it's worked out to be not a bad day. Not a bad day. Would have liked it to go a little bit better. But it is what it is. We keep on keeping on. I'm pretty sure Ralts is one of those Pokemon that I don't really need to worry about candies for either. Let's have a look. Game is running a bit laggy. Yeah, 306 XLs, nearly 4,000. Normal candies, so we're doing pretty well candy-wise. So probably don't really need to worry about doing too much catching tonight. Yeah, we can just do the shiny hunt. I do have a hundo. Wait, a Gardevoir. I'm pretty sure that was at the top. Ralts. Yeah, there we go. Got ourselves a hundo. I think we got ourselves a couple of hundos. So that's a hundo. This purified one is a hundo as well, and I think, yeah, I've got a hundo Gallade as well. Yeah, okay. Is that it? So we've got the doggos in raids again as well. I feel like we only just had them. Like, I know that Eternatus is in the game now, in Dynamax raids. But yeah, I feel like we just had the doggos. Feels like we're just repeating the same sort of stuff that we had during GoFest. Yeah, it'd be nice if it was a little bit better. Like having like Calyrax and stuff like that being released into the game would have been nice. Just some new stuff. Like Eternatus is good. Just some other stuff sort of floating around. So they're just in the repeat stuff. Pokemon, how you doing? Welcome in. Good to see you, dude. How you been? Wasn't until actually got out here, started walking. I'm feeling a little bit tired. It's been a rough night. I was waking up multiple times last night. Well, I wasn't waking up. I was being woken up multiple times last night. It's okay. It's not a big issue. But yeah, because of that, still a little bit tired today, especially after doing my workout. I'll survive. I think it's probably more so that my pre-work is probably wearing off a bit now, so the caffeine that I did have sort of left my system, which is putting in a slump more than anything else. I think if I didn't have that, I'd be pretty good right now. I'm not doing raids right now. We're not doing raid invites. We do raid invites for tomorrow during raid hour. It's Spotlight Hour tonight. You don't think you'll ever get the Eternatus? You're not raiding at all? It's going to be very difficult for me to get one around here, just because nobody is really like raiding and stuff in my area. More unlikely to get an invite to one of them or something like that. I did get an invite earlier to a max raid den, which I'm assuming was an Eternatus, but I wasn't in the game at the time, and I was in the middle of like messaging. So I sort of didn't do it. I probably should have. Probably could have put messages on hold for 5 minutes while I did the thing, but it was a little bit more important than doing Pokemon stuff. So I just stuck to doing that, but I'm sure that I'll get more invites. If you've got a good squad of like people that you know online, you might get some invites. I'm sure the same thing as raids. If you go onto the Pokegenie app or LeakDuck app, I know you can go on the LeakDuck website as well, and there is a section where you can join. I'm sure that they will have it set up for max raid dens as well as normal raids. So if you don't have a squad that you can do raids with, you should be able to find people online that'll invite you to one, so you can get into them. So yeah, there is resources out there that you can use to get into this stuff. You just have to jump on the lines and yeah, just do a little bit of searching. But they're just two of the resources that you can use, and there'll be Facebook groups and Discord groups and all that sort of stuff that I'm sure you can join as well. Grinded hard for that Shadow Shiny Ralts, but never got one. So sad. Same with Gibble. Yeah, unfortunately the Shadow Shinies can be a little bit difficult to get. I don't really do a lot of the like the rocket leaders and stuff like that these days. I did some to the hyper training that I needed to do for my Groudon. But yeah, we have a handful of the Shadow Shinies. I think my best one, my most favourite one of the ones that I do have is Shiny Shadow Lapras. But yeah, I've only got, it's like 4 or 5 Shadow Shinies. So, Shiny Shuttle. 11. Okay. That was more than I was thinking. We have 11 shiny shadows. Yeah, the Lapras and the Coughing are probably my favorite ones of the bunch. And as I predicted, as soon as the sun goes down, it's getting just a little bit chilly. I should have brought a scarf. If a certain somebody was here, she'd be calling me a silly boy for not bringing a scarf, since she did mention it earlier today. That's okay. I'll survive. But I'm very happy that spring is just around the corner. It's already, what, the 19th today? Yeah, 19th of August. So technically, we're only, what, 12 days away? Well, less than 2 weeks away from spring starting here in Australia. So that's nice. Very much looking forward to that. And before we know it, daylight savings will start as well. And it'll be daytime while I'm out doing streams again, walking around in shorts and a t-shirt. Happy days. What's the bonus for Spotlight Hour today? I'm thinking XP. Am I correct? I honestly can't remember. I did look at it earlier, but I wasn't paying attention to the bonus, or just the Pokemon that was being featured tonight. XP. I don't know. Yes. 3,100. It is my first day streak, but I'm pretty sure it's XP. There's that much XP from one catch, I don't think. It's another one. Yeah. Okay, no, it's not XP. Candy, because I'm getting 6 candies per catch. So it's double candy catching for tonight. Hey, there we go. Well, that's great. Fantastic. We have ourselves another shiny Ralts that we do not need. Why does this always happen? With the ones that I don't need, we easily get them. The ones that I do need, the game just doesn't. So cool, we have another shiny Ralts to add to the collection of 60 plus that we've already got. Fantastic. Awesome. Just what we need. Thank you. Yeah, great. My storage is full as well. I'm pretty sure that this is a boosted shiny as well, because it's a Comday Pokemon. I'm pretty sure most Comday Pokemon are boosted. Oh my god, the game is not running the smoothest this evening. I keep forgetting that I need to reset my phone. So my phone is getting very boggy. The sort of thing is, it's been quite a while since I last did a reset. So yeah, 14 minutes in, we get ourselves the shiny. Awesome. We can see how many more we get for the hour. My bag is full. I'm gonna have to update my bag at some point. 2,800 items, but unfortunately, it's the because of all the showcases, I do have a tendency of stockpiling. It's the lures. The lures are what are killing me these days, because I never use them, and they're just taking up storage. Now, I can't bring myself to transfer them, but I don't use it. So it's like they're just starting to pile up. And I just feel like lures are a very counterproductive item for the game, because the idea of the game is to keep moving and catch Pokemon. Like lures and all that sort of stuff promote people walking around and playing the game, getting spawns, all that sort of stuff. Sitting on lures, it just, yeah. Hey Joshua, how you doing? But yeah, it's all the showcases, because around my area, because it's relatively quiet, like especially towards where I live, there's a couple of stops which always have showcases on them, and I'm one of the only ones that chuck things into it, so I can win showcases on a fairly regular basis. So I just get tons of items. The incense and star pieces, star pieces are alright. I don't really tend to use them very often, same with eggs. But the incense and the incubators that I get from the showcases are really nice. I never have to buy incubators because I'm always getting them from showcases. Hey Becky, how you doing, man? Yeah, the city is hard to win. Yeah, anywhere where there's a lot of players, it's going to be a bit difficult. I live semi-rural, so there used to be a fairly big community of people that played here, but it's died off quite significantly as the game has gotten older. But it is good being, one of the people that still does come out and grind and stuff, because I can win showcases. And I'm just lucky that because I stream, I've got you guys to help with raids. So every raid hour, it's like I don't really have to worry about trying to find numbers for people to raid. Just because, yeah, I've got you guys to help me with it. How you doing, Pugmaster? Welcome in. How you doing? Going alright, just doing some cleaning up. Nice. What kind of cleaning up? Just in general or anything specific? Also, City has so many spoofers. You put a Zamazenta XXL and about to lose to a well-known spoofer around the area. Yeah, I know what that's like. Back when the game was sort of at its peak, we had a lot of spoofers around here as well. And I knew who they were, and they were just jerks, because they would just camp gyms and just there was like 2 main ones, and they both had like 6 or 7 accounts each. So they would just stack gyms, and as soon as you started attacking them, they'd just cycle through their accounts and just bury. So it was basically impossible to take gyms back from them. And also because I started calling them out on their spoofing and they're just being jerks to like the actual community, that they started targeting me. And then one of them tried to reform and tried to apologize and all that sort of stuff. Didn't do it to my face. He tried to get other people to apologize for him to me. And I was just like, yeah, until you got the balls to actually say it to my face, you can go stick it up your butt. I don't have an issue with people like how they want to play the game. If you want to spoof, cool. But it's when you start harassing other players, that's when it's just like, you're a dick. You did the 10-cent cans and bottles before, because you just usually throw them out the back and clean up whatever. Okay, cool. Nice, dude. We have a large collection of bottles and cans at home and stuff as well at the moment. I'm talking like tubs and bags, like garbage bags full. There's probably like a couple of 100 bottles and stuff. Bottles and cans at home that we need to take down and do that. Get our refunds for. Last time my sister did it, they ended up getting like $90 something back for it or something. It was each like 10 cents per can and bottle, and they ended up getting like close to $100 back for it. So that's a lot of bottles and cans. Do, 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 do. Oh, I've done it once again. God damn it, why isn't it until I remember? Like, why isn't it until I remember? That's the dumbest thing I've ever said. Well, probably not. I've said a lot of dumb things, but it'll be close to it. Why is it that I only remember once I'm out and about and I'm walking around in a like pretty cold evening, and my nose starts running, and I'm like, I forgot tissues again. Every single time I forget to bring tissues with me. Have I found a shiny yet? Yes, I have. So we got that about 10 minutes into the stream, 10, 15 minutes in. Got ourselves a shiny. to add to my collection, so I now have 61 plus shiny Ralts. Ralts and shiny 65, sorry. So, yeah, not a shiny that I needed, but there, we got another one. Fantasticals. Sorry guys, I'm just flipping a message off. Ah, that's right, I don't have that. Oh, yes I do, that'll do. Aha, that'll do. Alright, back to the stream. Sorry guys. So yeah, we got ourselves a shiny, which is nice. But yeah, as you can see, it's not a shiny that I needed, because this has been a Comday and a Comday Classic Pokemon. So yeah, being able to grind through two different Comdays has awarded us quite a few shinies. Ralts is a good Pokemon though. And tonight is double catch candy, guys. So if you are hunting candies for Ralts, perfect night to do it. Probably going to play as well. On part of the trail where the... Come on, game. Come on, stream. There we go. Okay, yeah, we're at that part of the trail where it gets back to normal. But yeah, there's just a part of the trail, especially on a night like tonight, where it's really clear. For some reason, the internet just struggles walking down. Oh, it's not for some reason. It's like there is like walls of trees alongside me, so it tends to screw with the internet a bit. But it's always on clear nights. When it's a cloudy night or cloudy day, I don't seem to have the issue. But on clear days or clear nights, I do. It's really weird. It's like it affects how well the internet works, which you'd think would be the opposite. You'd think on a cloudy day it would be worse. But go figure. Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. All right, back. Be back. My bad. Just getting distracted by messages. And I swear to God, the fact that I need to pee right now is just becoming an issue during streams. I purposely went to the toilet before I left, feeling like I was just like, oh, I need to pee a little bit. I'll go before stream, and then I hopefully won't need to. No, that doesn't help. Every single time I start stream. And as I said, every single time, because again, I do my workouts before I come out to do stream. Pre-workout, water. It just doesn't work. I need to start doing my streams, my workouts earlier in the day, so I can purge all that stuff from my system before I come out the stream. Oh yeah, the fact that we got ourselves a shiny already is good. Ooh, walked straight into a fence. That would have been... Yeah. It's really bad when I don't pay attention to my surroundings and I'm like almost walking into fences and trees. It's just because it's getting dark and I should have my flashlight on. But even then, it doesn't help because it's sort of in my peripheral vision, which is still in the dark. So when I'm staring at the screen, it makes it very difficult to walk in a straight line down the path and not walk into stuff. Another reason why I'm looking forward to daytime streams again. So, flip out and charge onto this one. That one should be fine. I forgot to charge my chat phone before I came down. It was like completely dead, like 5 minutes before I left home. I'm like, oh, God damn it. So yeah, had to quickly chuck it on the charge for a few minutes before I left home and then bring my portable charger and have it plugged in for half the stream. So we can flip them around because yeah, the batteries on both of my phones are pretty cactus these days. It's almost time to upgrade phones. My S20 is getting a little bit old now. Still works fine. Yeah, battery life is not the greatest because I've killed over the years playing this game, constantly charging it. And just having the game and stuff running all the time. But then also just because they continue adding stuff to the game but not optimizing it properly, the game can just get a little bit laggy at times. Well, that's not my fault. That's a fallen tree, so again, we almost walked into another tree, but that one was, yeah, hasn't been there before, so it's not my fault. I swear to God, it's Diddy. He's trying to trap me. Whew. Alright, we are halfway through our Spotlight Hour. We have 30 minutes left. I mean, making pretty good progress through the trail. Unfortunately, I like to try and time it so the end of my hours sort of end me back at the car. With the speed that I'm walking, I have a feeling that we're going to go past the car. Because I'm already halfway through the trail. It's basically back up there where that gym is. Well, where that stop is up in the distance. That's where the car is. That's not going to take me half an hour to get there. I do have eggs on, do I not? Yes. Okay, cool. Because, how many more eggs do we need to... Okay, 14. Cool beans. Getting through our hyper training. I think the thing with the hyper training I was waiting for that to happen. I knew that the stream was going to crash at some point. Every time. I think I need to go through and set priorities for both of the apps, both the YouTube app and the game, because it has a tendency of just closing them when it thinks that I'm not using them. It's like a power saving function. But we back. Yeah, I'm surprised, I should say, that Ralts hasn't been the biggest draw card for a Spotlight Hour. It seemed like there was more people interested in last week's Spotlight Hour, which was Plusle and Minun of all Pokemon. I thought they were like universally hated, but very odd that they garnered quite the viewership. Poor old Ralts though. It's like Ralts is a fan's favorite. Also, it doesn't help that the stream crashed and people usually bail from the stream because they think that it's done. Yeah, we should. Also running out of Bulbasaur stickers. It's like the one sticker that I add to the gifts. And I need more of them, but the game doesn't give me more Bulbasaur stickers. Perhaps that's my reminder to open up more gifts. Yeah, so chat's being very quiet today. It's like all my regulars have decided to take the night off from the stream. Oh, that's alright, there's a puddle. The panic there. That's okay, it was just a puddle. I just heard squishing noises and all of a sudden I panicked very badly. Very quiet night. Yeah, I feel with the Spotlight Hours, aren't I a regular? Yeah, you're just being quiet though. That's. I know that you're busy cleaning, so it's like you have a reason to be quiet. But I'm just talking like James, Negan, Tef. Those guys just aren't in the chat like they usually are. Eilish has become a regular viewer of recent as well, but I was talking to her before and she's probably not going to jump into tonight's stream. Just not feeling it tonight, which is all good. But yeah, I'm just talking like the main regulars that we usually have. Yes, you clean. Yeah, see, that's all right. Like, you're lurking in the background, so it's like you're still here. It's just that in general, most of the chatters that are usually here, and it just ebbs and flows. Like Pokemon Go recently, some streams have been really popping off, other streams not so much. I really thought Ralts would have been, somewhere in between. Would have been a decent stream to attract people to it, but yeah, as I was saying, Plusle and Minun last week seemed to get more people interested in the stream, which is just like, or more people interested in the game, which is very unusual because the common consensus that I've gotten from Plusle and Minun is everybody hates them. Stupid little electric rats. Nobody likes, especially the shinies. And yeah, Ralts being a fan favorite. Just ain't nobody interested in poor little Ralts. But yeah, if you are, guys, and you haven't already, please do smash the like button on the stream. It does help out, so I do appreciate it. And yeah, when there's not as many people, opened a gift. Somebody's in the game right now. Still not watching the stream though. Holy hell, what is that? That's rude. What was I saying? Oh yeah, it's when people aren't as chatty in the chat, it makes it very difficult to keep the conversation going sometimes. So it's like, what do I say to you guys? Except repeating myself over and over and over again. Thanks, Eilish, sending me a gift. She's probably shaking her head right now going, finally, he actually sent me a gift. How many days are we actually from leveling up? Going besties. 51, okay. Hey Fitzy, how you doing, man? Welcome in. How is your day going? Oh my god. All of a sudden just getting attacked by a swarm of Ralts. It's almost one of those things, because I do have so many shinies of it, I really don't want to see another shiny. I need to start transferring some of my shinies into Pokemon Home. And when I say some, I mean most. We are 4,000 plus shinies now. We're getting very close to 4,000. Yeah, we've broken the 4,000 mark when it comes to shinies. 4,023 shinies. That's way too much storage. That is almost half of my storage space taken up by just shiny Pokemon. That definitely means that it's time to clean out my storage. I don't need that many shinies, especially when I have 30 plus of like any given one from a calm day. You've worked 2 10-hour days in a row and have one more tomorrow. This is why you drink. Dude, I am sorry for your drinking woes, your working woes. I have a prick in my sock. I mean, can I complain? Shifts in a row and having a third one. Okay, that's fine. Well, my problem solved. Hi Julia, how you doing? Welcome in. But yeah, man, that sucks. 2 10-hour shifts in a row, or having to work 3 in a row. That's harsh, like 30 plus hours in 3 days. Whew. Yeah, man, it wouldn't be a stream if you wouldn't be. True. This is very true. That's why a lot of people come to the stream. They're just like, what's Fitzy going to bitch about today? What qualms does Fitzy have with the world and his life? And just things in general. Being invited to a max raid battle. I wonder what that could be. Let's have a look-see. Is it an Eternatus? I can't see. No. That's not what I want. Bishop with Fitzy, a new YouTube. Dude, you should totally do that. Similar to like the channel idea that we came up with for me a little while back with the guys in the chat, like chatting with Jimmy or something like that. Can't remember the exact name. I think it was something more clever than that, but it was basically along the lines of that, just like a chatting channel, because we tend to just go on off on tangents and just talk randomly about stuff. But yeah, dude, that could be a good idea. Everybody's inviting to max battles, but not the ones that... It's alright. It's alright. Alright. Well, we are essentially back at the car. But unfortunately, we still have 15 minutes left of the stream. I did not time my walk very well. For some reason, even though my phone is plugged into the charger, I still seem to be losing charge on the phone. Slowly but surely. I'm going to run out before the end of the stream. Ooh. I mean, it's a Wooloo, so I can't imagine that it's going to be too good for PvP, but, I mean, it's a thing. So we'll just hold on to that for now, I suppose, and give it a little look-see. Is Wooloo any good for PvP? I'm guessing not, because it's a Wooloo. You just got a shiny, bro. You're only level 28, but your order count was level 37. Hey, nice, Peter. Well done. And thank you for tuning in and loving the stream. Well done on your shiny. I also got one about 10 minutes into the stream for tonight, so we do have the shiny. I now have 65 shiny Ralts / Curlier / Gardevoir / Gallades. It's fantastic. I definitely need 65 of the same Pokemon shinies. PvP's no good for PvP. Aww. But it's a Wooloo. I mean, I can just use it as a troll Pokemon. Just set it up for PvP and just chuck Wooloo in. It'll make somebody laugh. This is why I miss the Sylph League tournaments. Because the way that they used to structure them and have like the themes and stuff. Pokemon that you wouldn't think of using just became useful for the certain meta for that tournament. So I have a lot of really random Pokemon that are set up for tournaments. But it just gives me a good array of like Great League Pokemon to use. Your point is PvP's trash. And some people enjoy it. There was a lot of people. I mean, they just had the World Championships and there was a lot of people very into it. I used to be a lot more into PvP back, like I said, when they had the Sylph League tournaments, just because I found it a lot more interesting than the official PvP tournament stuff. Just because with the official stuff, it's very much set in, this is the meta. You set up certain Pokemon, everybody's got the same stuff. It just becomes a little bit boring and stale because it's just the same things versus the same things for the most part. The Sylph League tournaments, because they all had themes, it just became very interesting because you just had a whole bunch of very random stuff that you could use. Sure, why not? What are we going to get? Rank 1. Nice, okay. I will take that. What's the bet that oh no, I'm not the only person in there. There is other people, but I am first by quite a significant margin, so hopefully we'll be able to hold on to that one. If there was more to it than just tap, swipe, repeat, you'd be more interested. Well, like I said, the Sylph League tournaments made it more interesting just because of the different types of meta that you could use. It wasn't just the same stuff, because that's what makes it very stale. I agree that there's not a lot to it with just the tap, swipe. But it's fun when you can just use random stuff. Oof. This parking lot was full when I got here, and that was like 50 minutes ago. My car is the as soon as the sun goes down, people just yeet it. It has gotten quite chilly though, so don't blame them. I'm freezing my tits off. And we still have 10 minutes, so I did not time this walk very well at all. I still have 10 minutes to kill, which means I have to keep walking for at least 5 minutes before turning around and heading back to the car. Oh man. This is why it's always good to be late. Could have been 5 minutes late. Then I could just be like, okay, I'm done. I got my shiny for today. I'm all good. I think I have my pass. Nope, I do not. There we go. Beautiful. That is always handy for tomorrow night, because now I've got the double daily pass that I can use. Ah, I have another prick in my shoe. God damn it, Fitzy. Why do you keep putting pricks in my sock? This is your fault. My hand. So I'm still surprised that, like I was saying before, that a couple of our regs haven't popped in at some point. It always seems to be the same streams. Like they're all either here or they're all not. It's like they all conspire together to not... Like Fitzy, you're here, and Becky is floating around, I'm pretty sure, still doing his cleaning, so he's just lurking. But all the other guys just decided to have the night off. They're all conspiring. Oh yeah, blame the guy that can't walk for your shoe problem. Seems legit. Well, you're doing it on purpose. You're like, screw this able-bodied guy. He sucks. I'm gonna put rocks in his shoes. That'll teach him a lesson. You live in Tahoe, we have no community ambassador to meet up with hundreds of players. The closest place with a good community of trainers is about 35 minutes. People in Reno meetups and gets... that's unfortunate. And that's just the state of the game though. You can have a lot of people playing in a certain area, but there's just no real community that comes together to play because everybody sort of does their own thing, or as you said, you know, there's just no community ambassador. Have you thought of maybe doing it yourself, Simi, if you could? Like, you could become the community ambassador, or maybe you know somebody that you can talk to and be like, hey, would you like to become the community ambassador? Around my area, there's no community ambassador just because there's still a community of people that play, but most people are either 2 or 3 people. They have a couple of accounts each. They just do their own things these days. There's no come together squad like there used to be for raids and all that sort of stuff. COVID did a pretty good job of killing that off. No, Negan's no, I haven't seen her. James, Tef hasn't been in tonight. Eilish hasn't been in, but I was speaking to her before, so I knew that she probably wasn't going to rock up tonight, sort of thing. Yeah, just a lot of our regs just decided to take the night off. Slack asses. As I said, they all do it on the same day just to conspire against me. Ingrates. What time is it again? For the Spotlight Hours, Jason, or just in general, what time is it for me? If you want Spotlight Hours at 6 p.m. local time, my time right now is 6:53. So we're almost done. And let's transfer some of these dudes that we do not need. That is Draco Media. It was not Pokemon storage that I needed, though. It was item storage. Because I need to try and pick up another egg. Oh, great, thanks. Thank you for the 10k egg. In general, I get 6:53 for me. So we're almost done. The Spotlight Hour. We did get the shiny about 10 minutes in. So in a few minutes, I will turn around and start walking back to the car because it's too cold to keep walking. You can't walk. You're going to ruin everybody else's legs too. That's the spirit. You're like the Grinch of walking. Alright, honestly, walk up to this next stop and then probably turn around and start walking back to the car because it's getting frosty. Getting mighty frosty. Yeah, it's amazing how quickly the temperature has dropped since the sun has gone down. Damn, that Spotlight Hour is almost finished, Jason, or what are we damning about? Alright. I think that's pretty much going to do us. We will turn around and start wandering back to the car. In your opinion, you think Dynamax birds won't be worth it? No, there's a lot of Dynamax stuff. I mean, the Dynamax in general, I don't really do any of it, like Gigantamax / Dynamax, because it's a system that doesn't really have any use in the game at this point. You just collect Dynamax / Gigantamax Pokemon just to fight other Dynamax / Gigantamax Pokemon. It's a system that only feeds itself. It's got no real purpose. It'd be nice if you could use them for raids and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, at this point, it doesn't seem worth the time and effort to try and collect the Pokemon because it's just more of a collection thing on top of stuff that we've already got. I mean, at least Mega Pokemon are useful. You can use them for raids and like battles and all that sort of stuff. I know that they're planning on probably implementing Gigantamax stuff into those other systems, but for now, I feel it's not really worth it. So yeah, guys, if you haven't already, please do. Oh, that's your code. No worries, Peter. I will be sharing code tomorrow for raids, because tomorrow is raid hour, so I will be hosting. So I'm not adding anybody right now, and when I do add people, it's just temporary for raids, unless you're a member of the channel. Then it becomes a permanent ad. But yeah, you guys are allowed to share your codes in the chat with each other. Just try not to spam them. I don't mind you guys adding each other. Just be respectful is all I ask. And also, on that note, guys, if you haven't already, please do smash a like on the stream. We're sitting on 7 so far, so let's see if we can get it up to at least 10. If you haven't already, smash at the like button. Come back, chat. Yeah, you only do it for the Pokemon in general because you're too lazy to walk for them. Fair enough. And I've got some I don't have any of the Gigantamax Pokemon because I haven't done any of the Gigantamax, but I do have some Dynamax ones that I've gotten here and there. Sorry, just laughing at Snapchats that people are sending me. You can't freaking beat this new version of Giovanni. You want your Giratina. What Pokemon does he use? I know that he always uses Persian as his first one, and Giratina as his last Pokemon. What is his middle Pokemon? Because I haven't tried him yet either. Giratina being Dark type. Ghost, sorry. Ghost Dragon. What's Giratina weak to again? Like Dark types. Being Dragon. Other Dragon types. Fairy types. Ice types. If you got good Ice types. That was another. Persian, Rhyperior, Giratina. Okay. Good fighting type is good for Rhyperior. Ice. Yes, Dragon's weak to ice. There you go, guys. That is the end of our Spotlight Hour. Let's have a little look-see. What we got? Types. Giratina altered. Yeah, Ice Dragon, Ghost, Dark, Fairy types are the ones that you want to be using against it. So if you've got good Ice types, that'll be good for Giratina. So fighting types, good for both Persian and Rhyperior. And then switch into a good Ice or Dragon. If you use Kyurem, if you've got a good Kyurem, that's both Ice and Dragon type. The only problem is if Giratina has Dragon type moves, Kyurem's going to take damage, like super effective damage to that, because Dragon's weak to Dragon. So Fairy and Ice. So if you've got a really good Alolan Ninetales, that could be a good counter, given that it's Ice Fairy. Then you're countering both its types. What else? Ice Fairy. Alolan Ninetales is the one that comes to mind, but Azumarill also learns Ice type moves, if I remember correctly, but that's Water Fairy, so you lose the super effectiveness of the Ice attacks. You look it up, it said Mega Lucario for Rhyperior, but you can't beat the damn thing. Yeah, so that's also because it's steel. So being steel fighting, you're going to counter both the ground and rock types of Rhyperia. But yeah, I would start off with 2 fighting types in my team. So something like Machamp or something to counter the Persian. And then you can do damage with that leading into Rhyperia. Once that faints out, try Mega Lucario. And then once you get to the Giratina, something like an Alolan, oh my god, Ninetales. That's the one I'm thinking of. My brain stopped working for a second then. Would probably be good. See, the problem with Lucario though is because it's half steel type, you can see that it just does normal damage to Giratina rather than doing super effective damage. So, but you're talking about the Rhyperia, not the Giratina. So yeah, try that. You had Machamp, Lucario, and Fused Kyurem got stomped. Okay. So what are you getting KO'd on? The Rhyperia, yeah? Because you can have 2 middle Pokemon. Rhyperia is one of them. Because yeah, there's like 2 different middle Pokemon. So it'll always have the same last Pokemon and always have the same first Pokemon when you're battling Giovanni. So it'll come down to that middle Pokemon. If you can find one that doesn't have Rhyperia, you might be in with a better shot. But it depends on what that second Pokemon is. I don't actually have. Actually, it's going to be too late now because I could activate. Do I have Super Rocket Radar? No, I just have Rocket Radars. I have a lot of them. Might actually try and get the Giratina this time around, given that I've got so many Rocket Radars. I think Shadow Giratina would be a good one to. Probably worth giving it a shot. Do you just need to power your stuff up or maybe switch the move sets maybe? What is the CP of the Pokemon that you're using? Like what levels are they at and what move sets do they have? Because it sort of comes down to that. I mean, having powered up Pokemon is always going to help just because, they're stronger, their survivability is better. But if you've already got decently leveled ones, you can do it. It's just a matter of... oh, wait. There is something wrong with my head. I'm like, oh no, I've lost the keys. It's like, how did you get into the car if you didn't have keys, you get? Never mind, they were in the ignition. Sitting here panicking that I've lost my keys. Something not right with my head. With Machamp, with a moveset, Cross Chop. What have I got for my Machamps? Much. So this is an all fighting. Counter Dynamic Punch is your best moveset for Machamp. So if you can get Counter Dynamic Punch and have at least level 40 for a Machamp, that's a good start. Your Mega Lucario has Force Punch and Aurora Sphere. Lucario. I think this is on my hundo. Which one is my hundo? Not that one. That one. Alright, this one has Force Palm. I'm guessing, yeah. Yeah, that's what you got. Force Palm and Aurora Punch. Do you have Shadow Ball on it as well? If you can unlock a second move, it's not really going to help against Rhyperior. Oh my god, my brain is too cold. My brain has stopped functioning. It won't be good against Rhyperior, but if you can get Lucario against Giratina at the end, Shadow Ball is gonna do some good damage. You don't, but you can add it. Like I said, it's only really going to be useful if you can get Lucario against Giratina, because Shadow Ball's not going to work on Rhyperior as well as Aurora Sphere, just because you want your fighting type moves against it. Rhyperior's always been a bit of a bitch though when it comes to like the shadow versions of it, because it's already a tank. So once it gets its shadow bonus, it just becomes more of a tank. In that instance, I would suggest, what level is your Lucario set to? Because the higher you can power it up, the more damage and survivability it's going to have. This one of mine is... It's not at level 40 yet. Okay, it's close to it though. 150 candies, 116,000 Stardust to get it to level 40. Yeah, level 40 is a good start. So if you can get your stuff to level 40 and then mega it, it's probably going to be a lot better against Rhyperior than just having... yeah, another good Pokemon, sorry, a great Pokemon to use against Giratina if you can get to it would be Sylveon. Sylveon's a tanky fairy type. Same with Togetic. Not Togetic, Togekiss rather. Togekiss is going to be another really bulky fairy type that you can use. You have you have another Hundo Lucario that has a Aurora Sphere counter and close combat. That could be good. Because close combat is a good charge move. I think Aurora Sphere is better for Lucario than close combat. So counter would probably be the move to get rid of, I would say. Like TM it away. I mean, you can always TM them back. But my advice would be to max out your Lucario to the highest level that you can, I would say. Just so it's got better survivability. And if you can, with the Persian, try and get it off try and bait his shields away with the, both of his shields on the Persian with your Machamp. If you can, charge it up as much as you can before switching out straight into the Mega Lucario as you come into the Rhyperior. Chuck your charge moves at that if you can get to them with the Lucario, and then switch back into the Machamp once your Lucario has been KO'd, and try and throw that other charge move that you charged up for it. Try and do as much damage as you can before you're left with your last Pokemon. Alolan Ninetales is also going to be fairly effective against Rhyperior, just because it's ground type. Ice is strong against ground types. So you'd be able to do some damage with that. It's pretty bulky. Yeah, so I'm just trying to give you the best idea of stuff that you could possibly use against it, because as I said, it also depends on that second Pokemon, because you can get a Giovanni that's not going to have the Rhyperior. What else? I'm not sure what his other the second Pokemon could be. It might be a good thing to Google. Be like, what Pokemon does he have in his lineup? Let's see. Let's have a look. That's not what we want. Pokemon Go. Giovanni lineup encounters. Shadow Nidoking. Or you can have Shadow Kangaskhan as well. So all of them fighting types would be your best bet. Shadow Nidoking is also half poison though, so your fighting types are going to take damage if he's got poison type moves. So out of those three, Kangaskhan is probably the easiest one for you to counter just because it is just straight up normal type. So your fighting types are going to do pretty well against that. That's where you're getting stuck. Rhyperior smashes through your first two Pokemon. You've done all that, still get hammered. You don't know what you're doing wrong. Rhyperior is just tanky. Like, it is a tanky Pokemon because Rhydon is a tanky Pokemon because it was originally the final stage evolution of the Rhyperior, like the Rhydon line sort of thing. So Rhyperior on top of it is just tank on tank. If you can possibly find one that's gotten, I'd say Shadow Kangaskhan, that would probably be your easiest run through. So Persian Kangaskhan, because those first two Pokemon are just straight normal types. So two fighting types would be able to counter them fairly effectively, leaving your Ice/Fairy Pokemon to take out Giratina at the end. And if you're lucky enough to have your fighting types, well, if you have a Lucario with Shadow Ball and you can get to Giratina, you also have that counter move. Having Shadow Ball, because Shadow Ball is the strongest ghost type attack. So if you can get a Shadow Ball off against it before you get KO'd, that leaves your third Pokemon to take out Giratina fairly easily. We're going with Sylveon, Alolan Ninetales for Giratina. They would be my suggestions. Sylveon, straight fairy type, so it's going to counter dragon type fairly effectively. Alolan Ninetales is both ice fairy, so it counters dragon type in two different ways. Sylveon's going to be tankier than Ninetales. Like, Ninetales is fairly tanky though. Like, it's a good ice/fairy type. You're so bad with typing now. That's all good, dude. I can read what you're putting down. But yeah, whenever I struggle with Giovanni, it always seems to be the Shadow Persian, which is doing a lot of damage. So it takes out my Machamp or something really quickly. I think it's Scratch as its quick move, where it just does a lot of damage and it's really quick move. So it just hammers through that first Pokemon. But as I said, I haven't done Giovanni in quite a while, so like, you know, the basics, but shit like this stumps me. That's where using Google is probably your best bet to try and so yeah, as we go through. All right, so here are your best counters. Optimal team selecting for Battle Giovanni. So you got Machamp, Lucario, Swampert, Kyogre, Black Kyurem, Dawnwing Necrozma, and Dragonite. One of the best teams you can use against Giovanni in Pokemon Go is Machamp, Mega Lucario, and Swampert. So there you go. There's a good. So you could swap out that last Pokemon instead of using Ninetales or something. Try Swampert if your Ninetales isn't working. Machamp, Mega Lucario, any other strong fighting type is great choice for Giovanni, as Persian, Rhyperior, and Kangaskhan are weak to fighting type moves. You more or less want a fighting type on your team. That's pretty much a given. Swampert, Kyogre. Swampert and Kyogre provide coverage for both Rhyperior and Nidoking, Dialga. Why is this saying Dialga? Dialga is in... which makes them quite strong and valuable in this fight. Shadow Giratina is weak to Ice and Dragon type attack, so something like Black Kyurem, Dawnwing Necrozma, or even Dragonite and Rayquaza will do just fine. You have 3 Hundo Swamperts. Well, there you go. Perfect. You've got something that'll cover both Rhyperior. Because the good thing about Swampert is it is half ground type. So the water type is going to counter the ground types and your ground type as well. So you're going to take reduced damage to any ground type attacks. And being water type, you're also going to resist the ground type attacks. And then provide that damage back with, or give that damage back with the water type moves. So I would suggest giving that a go, man. But yeah, Google is always your best go. So yeah, this is a good site because it'll give you all the counters for you. So yeah, Mega Swampert, Shadow Kyogre, Mega Sceptile, Mega Venusaur, Zarude, Katana, Mega Gyarados, for Rhyperior. Mudshot Hydro Cannon seems to be a good mix to take out Rhyperior. So give that a shot. Try going with your Mega Swampert rather than your Mega Lucario. Because here Mega Lucario isn't even on the list for the counters, so can you go away? I don't want ads for stuff that I don't care about. You're gonna go Mega Lucario, Swampert, Alolan Ninetales, see how you go. I'd say just try Lucario non-Mega'd first, and try Swampert as a Mega. Use your Lucario for taking out the Persian, and then doing as much damage into Rhyperior as you can with fighting type moves. Swap out to your Mega Swampert when you can, like when you faint out with Lucario, to deal out the rest of the damage onto Rhyperior or Kangaskhan. I mean, it depends. If you get Kangaskhan or Thing, that doesn't matter, but Mega Swampert can cover Nidoking as well. So if you get either of those two, you should be good with Swampert. And then, yeah, for your last Pokemon, yeah, see, Mega Swampert also comes in as the best counter for Nidoking as well. You only really want Mega Lucario if you're coming up against Kangaskhan. And then Giratina. You could even go, yeah, any, like Shadow, Garchomp if you've got one. Black Kyurem, Dragon Tail, Freeze Shock, Psycho Cut, Moon, Geist, Beam on Dawnwing Necrozma. Mudang, how you doing? Welcome in. If you get Kanga, you'll romp it, you reckon? Yeah, Kangaskhan's going to be your easiest counter because it's just straight normal type. So any fighting type's gonna KO it fairly easily. Is today Spotlight Hour? Spotlight Hour has finished for me, but yes, Spotlight Hour is tonight, 6 p.m. your local time. Alrighty, guys. I think that's gonna do me for the night. I have done as much as I can. I think you don't have Dawnwing. You went Duskmane. So yeah, I would go with Thing then. Mega Swampert would probably be your best bet because it covers 2 of his possible counters. So, and if you do happen to get Thing instead, just switch out to Mega Lucario and you should be fine with Mega Lucario over Swampert. It just depends on that second Pokemon. So that way you should be fairly covered. And then, yeah, when you get to Giratina, it's there's a few different options. But yeah, Google is your best friend, dude. So try. Oh, good, Fitzy. That's why we're here, to do what we can to help you guys. I know, because I've struggled on Giratina. Not Giratina. Oh, that light is beaming in my face. I don't like it. I've struggled on Giovanni a couple of times with his second Pokemon. It always seems to be the second Pokemon, which is the biggest pain in the ass. So if you can jump that hurdle, it definitely helps getting through the rest of them, of course. But alrighty, guys, I'm going to wrap up the stream here. If you haven't already, please do hit that thumbs up button. We're still sitting on 7, so if we can get it to 10, that would be great. Yeah, I will be back tomorrow evening for Raid Hour. So, until then, guys, enjoy your morning, evening, noon, or night. Stay safe. Happy hunting. Good luck for your Spotlight Hour. Hopefully you guys will get the shiny. Collect them double candies if you want Ralts candies. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night for Raid Hour. So, until then, peace out. Have a good one. I will see you guys tomorrow evening. Bye.